Hello everyone, welcome to the second session on game theory. In this section, we will continue with our discussion on where we left off in the last session. So we have so far covered just the introduction of game theory, right? So we started with defining or describing what games actually are, how they differ from a typical um, microeconomic situation that we have been dealing so far, right, in the 2 years of college that we are in, where we don't have to worry about what the other economic agents are doing. But now the decisions have become strategic, right? And now the idea is that my payoff, my utility depends on what others do, right? So I'm directly interacting with people. Decisions are made simultaneously. Decisions are These are essentially multi-person problems, right? Um, so in that case, we essentially looked at. So let me um, uh, just show you that in brief, right? So we said that games can be categorized into four categories based on their informational content, right? So we said that there are two kinds of information content. One is the information based on whether a player knows what the other person's move was, what the other player's move was before moving herself, and the other is whether the player knows the payoff structure, payoff function of the other player, that what is the what exactly does the other player want, right? And then we had, in that case, we had these four categories where we said that there can be cases where both are known, both the payoff as well as the moves are known. There are cases when the move as well as the payoff is unknown, and the other two combinations, right? So we said that this is where we will start. This is where we will start today. All right. So let's get going. What we are going to do is, first of all, describe what these games are exactly. We will give a verbal description and then we'll go with a formal description, formal definition. And then one by one, we'll start discussing taking particular examples. So these games that we will discuss, we'll discuss 4 or 5 games today, and then we'll move on to the concept of equilibrium. So the games that we will discuss, these are essentially the bedrock, right? So these are so standard that if you do game theory, this is something that these are things that you have to know. These are games that you have to know. These are very standard, and they are also very popular, not only because they are standard, but because their applicability is huge. So even though they seem like games that are, pretty simple, just very simplistic games, but as you will see that their applicability is huge. Okay, so let's get going. So what I've written over here, this is what we're going to do in the first segment, right? So these are the first kind of games that we will do, which are essentially simultaneous move games, right? So this captures the fact that players are moving simultaneously. That means that they do not know the move of the other player when they are making their own move, है ना, जो हमारा rock paper scissor वाला example था. And secondly, these are also games of complete information. So you exactly know that what is the payoff structure of the other person, what is the best and the worst preference of the other person. So in that case, in our, say, the Ludo example doesn't fit here, but suppose in the Ludo example, because that's what we were doing, you know that the samne wala person also just wants to get the goatee in the middle portion of the board and doesn't have a preference for cutting the other person's goatee at the expense of her own progress in the game, right? So you know that what is the preference of the other person. So this is something, this complete information is some complete information part of the game is something that I'll come back to later. Let's first describe what a game like this looks like. Okay, so these games are also called strategic games, and this is what Osborne calls it. The reason why I'm talking about, I've chosen to call it simultaneous move game is just because it's a much more intuitive name, है ना? तो strategic game जो Osborne में वो बोल रहा है, that is the same thing, right? But the problem is that all games are strategic games, right? So that's why I particularly don't like the terminology that Osborne uses for this, but since your textbook is Osborne, so you should know that what they mean by this, right? So these are also called strategic games, and they're also called static games. Static in the sense that um, there is no sequence involved. It's not like in Ludo where I play, then you play, then I play, then you play. It's rock paper scissors where we play simultaneously. तो एक round of game खत्म हो जाता है, ठीक है ना? तो उसमें भी हम repeated वाला version की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. We are not like best of 3 में कौन जीता है, जो sudden death वाला game है, right? So it's the game where you know just one shot. Okay, so this is the one shot game, ठीक? Um, so simultaneous means like that, and as I have already explained to you earlier, simultaneous does not mean that like in rock paper scissors you have to exactly show the hand at the same time. Okay, so it doesn't mean that. All it means is that when you show your hand, you don't know what I did. ठीक है ना? तो इस केस में ऐसे भी सोच सकते हो that your simultaneous move game in the rock paper scissors genre itself looks like, say that you write your choice on a sheet of paper, on a sheet of paper or on a chit, and I write my choice, and we do so unknowing, like not without knowing कि सामने वाले ने क्या choice लिया है, ठीक है? So it's just that. So it doesn't matter that एकदम साथ में ही rock paper scissors करना है. All it matters is that actions are taken without the knowledge of what the other person did, right? So what is also called is that time is absent from this kind of game, in the sense that even though the actions are may be taken in say 5 minute 10 minute एक दिन बाद भी action लिया गया हो, but time in that sense is absent because it's still considered simultaneous move as long as when I wrote my rock paper scissors I didn't know what you had chosen, ठीक है ना? So ये इसका मतलब है, alright? So let's do a formal definition. Okay, let's do a formal definition of the game. So basically a strategic game is a game which consists of the following things, right? So game consists of 3 components, right? So every game will have these 3 basic components, but since this is the simplest game, right, it will have only these 3 components. As we move to games that are more complicated, like जो हम 1 2 3 4 जब करेंगे हम इन्हीं components में add करते जाएंगे, ठीक है ना? तो ये simplistic games है, इनके 3 components हैं. The first is what are called a set of players, right? कौन कौन game खेल रहा है, ठीक? The action set, so for each player you have 2 things. First you have a set of actions, right? And again for each player you have a set of preferences over the action profile. ठीक है? So let me explain this in the context of rock paper scissors only, ठीक है? And then we will move to games that are like more serious, ठीक? So what we have over here, let me just fill each of these just you can say कि ये form है ना? It's a functional definition of a game. So it's a form and you have to fill कि हर game के लिए जब तुमको गेम को डिस्क्राइब करना होगा इन यू हैव टू मॉडल एनी सिचुएशन एज अ गेम, यू विल फिल आउट दिस फॉर्म, ठीक है? तो ये एक गेम थ्योरी का फॉर्म है. चलो इसको फिल आउट करते हैं. सो इन रॉक पेपर सीजर यू हैव अ सेट ऑफ प्लेयर्स, राइट? सो जब तुम सपोज 2 people are playing, so you have 2 players, suppose A and B, ठीक? Now for each player a set of actions. Actions मतलब जो भी choice set available है players के लिए. So in this case we know that the choice set is rock or paper or scissors. ठीक है? These are discrete items, right? So we have to put them in curly brackets. जब कोई चीज़ continuous होती है, suppose you're saying that you can make a choice, you can choose a number between say 0 to 1, right? And it allows for all the real numbers between 0 to 1. So the way to write that is this, right? This is when 0 and 1 are included. This is when 0 and 1 are excluded, right? So ये open set, closed set. But the point is that these brackets represent a continuous set. कि 0 to 1 के बीच में जो infinite real numbers हैं, all of those are possible choices. ठीक? Now, once you are in this kind of a bracket, the convention is that you have a finite set of actions available. In this case, we have 3 sets of action, three actions available for each player. Okay? And finally, you have for each player a set of preferences. मतलब कि क्या हर player का preference है over the action profile. Now remember earlier when we were doing say consumer theory, when we were doing firm theory, we said that if the firm if the firm chooses a particular action, ठीक है, एक price choose किया या suppose whatever is the choice available, if the quantity is the choice, if the price is the choice, whatever is the choice, then corresponding to that there is a profit, and the profit is the payoff, right? That means for every choice, that means for every action, there is a payoff, there is a preference. Now we are saying that there is a preference for every action profile. Action profile मतलब ये कि जितने भी players हैं, हर एक ने क्या action choose किया है, ठीक है? So suppose now, if in our case we have 2 players, right, A and B, there are 3 actions that A can choose, there are 3 actions that B can choose, right? So that means that there are how many possible action profiles? There are 6, right? For a simpler example, suppose कि सिर्फ rock और paper ही है, ठीक है ना, scissor नहीं है. So क्या possible combinations है? A chooses rock, B chooses rock, A chooses rock, B chooses scissors, sorry, paper. A chooses paper, B chooses rock, right? And both choose paper. Each of this is called an action profile. It's called a profile because theoretically you can have any number of players. है ना, हमारे पास 2 ही है तो हमें 2 ही दिख रहा है यहाँ पे. But अगर यहाँ पे 10 players होंगे, so then you will have R as one action profile. Then the other action profile will be when you have R, one player chooses suppose P and all the others choose R. ठीक है, तो ये मतलब बहुत सारा बन जाएगा. You can do permutation and combination, see how many possibilities are there. But the point is that depending on the number of players, your action profile will essentially include an action allocated to each player. हर प्लेयर का जो भी चॉइस है, जब तुम उसका सारा कार्डिनल प्रोडक्ट बना लोगे, राइट, यू हैव मैप्ड ऑल द पॉसिबिलिटीज एंड यू पुट इट, दैट एसेंशियली गिव्स यू व्हाट? दैट गिव्स यू द सेट ऑफ पॉसिबल आउटकम्स. ठीक, एक्शन is different than outcome. Action is what player A chooses, action is what player B chooses, and outcome is a combination of what player A and B have chosen, right? So this is an outcome, this is an outcome, this is an outcome, and this is an outcome. In every outcome, there is an action by player 1 and there is an action chosen by player 2. All right? And in game theory, the preference is not only about the action that you choose. It depends on the action profile. कि तुमने तो ये चूज किया, सामने वाले ने क्या चूज किया. So in almost all cases, right, not necessarily, but we are allowing that even though your action is same, your payoff is different because the other player chose something else. Okay, so now your preferences or your payoffs are dependent on the action profile. And essentially, in this simplistic game, in simultaneous move games of complete information, action profiles essentially are equivalent to outcomes. ठीक है, ये इक्विवेलेंस सीक्वेंशियल गेम में और बाकी आगे जो हम गेम्स करेंगे उसमें नहीं होगा. दिस इज ओनली फॉर दिस क्लास ऑफ गेम्स. ठीक है ना, वो जब हम करेंगे तो इट विल बिकम क्लियर व्हाई दिस इज नॉट द केस. बट राइट नाउ action profile essentially defines the set of outcomes, and every player has a preference ordering. Preferences क्या है? Preferences तो ordinal है, तो जो भी payoff है वो भी number सिर्फ ordinal है, right? So every player has a ordering over the set of outcomes, not on her own choice of outcome, but on what the own choice and सामने वाला का choice, what outcome is produced, preference उसके ऊपर है. ठीक है? All right. Okay. So with this description, I hope that this is clear. Let us now. So what we'll say is that the kind of terminology that we will use, we'll say that players have preferences over the set of outcomes, or players have preferences over the set of action profiles. So both of these will mean the same thing. All right. So now let's move with our first basic game, जो कि मतलब सारा ही गेम थ्योरी कई बार बस प्रिजनर्स डिलेमा ही बोल के उसको निपटा देते हैं. तो let's talk about prisoner's dilemma. All right. So this is a particular kind of game. जैसे हमारा रॉक पेपर सीजर एक kind of game था, ये एक particular kind of game है. The difference is that this game is actually much more applicable in the real world. ठीक है ना? So let's start with what I'll call a verbal description, or what I'll call a story, right? So I'll start, for every game I'll start with a story, and then we will convert that story into a game model, right? जो हमने मॉडल में वो जो गेम का फॉर्म है वो फिल करेंगे हम हर गेम के लिए, और उसके बाद हम उस मॉडल जो फॉर्म है उस फॉर्म से हम एक टेबल बनाएंगे. ठीक है, तो ये हम प्रोसेस सब जगह करेंगे. हम पहले एक कहानी सुनाएंगे शब्दों में, then we'll use that kahani to fill the form, and then we'll use the form to produce or to kind of represent the game in even more concise manner using just a matrix. ठीक है, okay. So अब prisoners dilemma की कहानी क्या है? I'm sure if you've attended classes you must have heard it. So the story is that there are two suspects who have been say caught, मतलब उनको पकड़ लिया गया है. एनफ एविडेंस नहीं है, बट कोई मेजर क्राइम के लिए उनको जेल में मतलब एज सस्पेक्ट्स पकड़ लिया गया है. ठीक है, सो देयर आर टू सस्पेक्ट्स हु हैव बीन कॉट इन द केस ऑफ अ मेजर क्राइम, राइट? एंड दे हैव बीन kept in separate cells. So the idea of separate cells is that कि मतलब वो आपस में कंसल्ट नहीं कर सकते. मतलब essentially it translates to the fact that they will be moving simultaneously, right? So when the choice that they make, that will be made without the knowledge of what the other suspect has chosen. Okay, so they have been kept in separate cells, right? Now there is अब ये कोई बड़े क्राइम में अंदर गए हैं, कुछ बड़ा कांड किया है इन लोगों ने, बट ऑब्वियसली सीधे बड़ा कांड नहीं किया है, कुछ ना कुछ छोटे मोटे कांड ये लोग करते रहते थे. ठीक है ना? So the police already has evidence enough to convict each of them in these kind of chota mota crime, right? So they like some sort of pocket mari or some sort of like some agitation, some abduction, right? So these are small crimes, smaller than say a murder, smaller than say, I don't know, whatever is big in your eyes, right? So they are small time criminals and they have been rounded up as suspects that they might have done something, a major crime, right? Now the evidence that the police has is only enough to convict them in the chota mota crime, right? Um, but if so, what the police does is police एक को कहती है कि देखो अगर तुम सामने वाले के बारे में you what is called fink, right? So you turn against the other person. तुम सरकारी गवाह बन जाओ, right? And if you do that, then you'll go free, right? If you don't do that, right? So then you will be convicted in the small time crime, right? And if you do that, तो तुम्हें छुट्टी मिल जाएगी, ठीक है? अब पुलिस का प्लान ये है, so this is what the police tells to each of the criminals, right? The plan of the police is that if both of them turn on each other, अगर A ने B की चुगली कर दी, B ने A की चुगली कर दी, so then then there is enough evidence for both of them. If one of the person gives this gawah, then the evidence becomes enough to convict the other in the major crime, right? So if both of them do it, then it's very good, right? So तुमने उसे कर दी, so both of them get convicted in the major crime. If only one of them does it, right? So then the police awards that person, right? And the other person is convicted of the major crime. If none of them do it, right? So if both of them keep quiet, do not turn on against the other person, then both of them can only be convicted in the minor crime. Okay, so ये कहानी है. So police has a plan. So police is trying to bribe each of them, telling them कि भाई तुम उसके बारे में बता दो and then you will go free, right? And as a reward, you will not be convicted for the minor crime as well and you will go free. But if you don't, then of course you will be convicted for the minor crime and you will get your jail term, ठीक है ना? So इसका हम ऐसा कहानी बनाते हैं. So what we have is that so the verbal or the story, what the police का जो plan है वो ये है that if say only one fink का मतलब है कि basically चुगली कर देना, you go behind someone's back and then you tell that this person has done some sort of a crime, right? So you essentially give evidence by turning against someone. So if only one finks, right? So then suppose A है और B है, right? So if A finks, then A goes free, right? And B gets 4 years. Okay, and this applies to both. So if B finks, then B goes free and A gets 4 years, right? Then if both fink, है ना? So both fink है तो दोनों को then they can be convicted for the major crime. But क्योंकि उन्होंने गवाही दी है तो उनको थोड़ा सा रियायत भी दे दी जाती है, right? So if both fink, then they get 3 years. Right? So they do get the 1 year off which they were getting over here. But since there is enough evidence to convict them of a crime, of the major crime, that 4 minus 1 essentially lands them in jail for 3 years. And if none finks, right? So then they can only be convicted for the minor crime, which is 1 year each. Alright, so now let's fill the form. So let's model it as a game. We have our components. So we have players. We'll say that these are players A and B. Then we have actions. So there are 2 actions available for every player. The first action is to keep quiet, right? Not to fink on the other person. है ना, on the other suspects, or to think. ठीक है, पुलिस जो प्रेशर दे रही है उससे या तो तुम प्रेशर बर्दाश्त करके चुप रह जाओ, या तुम you are not able to handle that pressure, right? So then you think. And the preference looks like this. So let's just take one player. The idea is that one important part of this is that players are symmetric. So whatever we like, whatever analysis we do from the point of view of one player, symmetrically applies to the other player as well. ठीक है ना? So preference, suppose we are looking at preference of A, for example. So then the best, let's kind of see कि कैसे ऑर्डर करेगा या करेगी player A, right? So what we have is, we have actions which are, so every player can choose 2 actions. That means that there are 4 possible outcomes, है ना? Preferences action profile पे होंगे, preferences outcomes पे होंगे, है ना? So what is the best outcome for player A? The best outcome is that, see, हम यहाँ पे A के चक्कर में थे, right? We were looking at it from A वाला point of view. If A thinks, right, and B does not think, B keeps quiet and you do chugli on the other one, then you go free, and that's the best outcome that there can be, right? So that is the best outcome. The worst outcome is when you are in B's position, कि तुम्हारे जो दूसरे बंदे ने तो चुगली कर दी बट तुम बेवकूफ जैसे चुप ही रह गए, right? This is the worst outcome, right? So we can fill those 2 over here. Best is when you keep quiet, best is when you think and the other person keeps quiet. This is the best outcome. ठीक? The worst outcome is that when you are quiet and the other person thinks, right? Now what is the second best? एक तो हो गया कि तुम फ्री ही चले गए, दूसरा ये है कि तुम भी चुप रहे और सामने वाला भी चुप रहा, राइट? सो इन दैट केस both of you are only convicted for the minor crime. Only convicted for the minor crime. There is not enough evidence to convict either of you for the major crime. And the next one is that both of you faint, right? So if you also faint and the other person also faint, right, then you are in this zone that you get 3 years. Okay. If both of you kept quiet, then both of you get only 1 year, है ना? और वर्स्ट सिचुएशन है कि भाई तुम इसकी जगह पे हो जहाँ पे तुम्हें 4 साल मिल गया, 4 साल के लिए तुम अंदर गए, सामने वाला तो फ्री चला गया, राइट? सो इवन दो you may choose to be quiet, you may choose to be quiet, right? But it depends on what the other person does. That will determine what your payoff is, right? So what we have in this case is something like this, that your utility from this outcome is the greatest, then it is from this outcome. And finally, the worst is when you were shortchanged. ठीक है? Now, अब ये जो फॉर्म फिल हमने कर लिया है, अब इस फॉर्म को लेकर हम चलेंगे to put it in a more concise manner, right? And put it in a table. All right. So to put things in a table, one thing we need is कि हमको ये जो ordering है उसको capture करना है, ठीक है? वो capture कैसे किया जाएगा? You can essentially, as we said, that your payoff functions are nothing but just numbers that follow this ordering. You can have any numbers, right? You can have any numbers. You can give this 3, 2, 1 and 0. These will also represent the same preferences. You can also have the numbers like 0, right? -1, -3 and -4. Why have I chosen these numbers? These are exactly the number of years in jail. Okay, so I'm saying that when you're out of jail, then you get 0 years in jail, but every year in jail is a negative outcome for you, right? You don't like it. So we can order it this way also, but उससे कोई फर्क नहीं है, ये और ये दोनों exactly same preferences represent कर रहे हैं, which is this. Okay, so now let us put this in a tabular form. Matrix representation. Matrix representation, if I will assume that you don't know, and I will describe you exactly how to make a table. Okay? So this side is generally conventionally kept for player 1. Okay, the rows, right, and the columns are conventionally kept for player 2. Here you will specify the action of actions available. हमारे केस में 2 ही actions है, तो हम 2 ही actions के साथ काम करेंगे. So here you will specify the actions available with player 1, right? So player 1 can be quiet or can think. Similarly, player 2 can be quiet and can think. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि ये action symmetric हो, right? The players can have very different actions. You can have QF here, you can have blah blah here. That is not important. Just because we are in a game which is symmetric, right? That's why we have these kinds of actions. Now, how do you read each of the cell, right? Each cell is an outcome, and what exactly is that outcome? The outcome is the combination of the actions of the particular cell जो उसके corresponding है, right? So this is the outcome where player A chooses Q and player B chooses Q. This is the cell, right, in which the outcome is player 1, player A chooses Q, player A is quiet and player 2 thinks. This is again the outcome where player A is thinking, the player 2 is quiet, and this is the outcome where both players have thinked on each other. Alright, these are the cells. Now in each cell, we are going to put in the numbers according to this. Right? So the highest number is when this is from the point of view of player A, है ना? So from the point of view of player A हमको सोचना है, तो हम इसके according चलेंगे, है ना? So what we have is that from the point of player 1, what is, suppose we are looking at ये वाले numbers. Okay, I'll put in both numbers, एक-एक करके डाल दूँगी. So suppose we are looking at these numbers, right? So what you have is that how much is the number with when this player 1 herself chooses to be quiet, as well as the other person chooses to be quiet. We have 2. So we write 2. I'm putting a comma because we have to also put in the payoff of the other player, right? Then you have another outcome in which you choose Q and the other person thinks, है ना? Q वाले हम निपटा लेते हैं पहले. So एक case ये है when you have Q, एक case ये है when you choose Q, and these are the actions which other player chooses. So in one case you get 2, in the other case you get 0, right? So Q and F, you get 0. Then now when you choose to think, when player A chooses to think, then there are again 2 possibilities what the other player will do. I choose to think, but I don't know what the other player will do. If I choose think and the other player stays quiet, then I get a payoff of 3. Right? And if both of us think, then I get a payoff of 1. Right? This is for player A. Now symmetrically the things will be done for player B, right? So for player B, now you have to look at it column wise. So when player B is quiet and player A is also quiet, when both of them are quiet, then same ही outcome मिलेगा, right? Now you are player 2, right? Now you are player B. This is what you have chosen. ये वाला convention भी याद रखना important है that the first action, the first number in the payoff matrix corresponds to player 1. ठीक है, ये कन्वेंशन है इसको. So now we are looking at cases where player 2 chooses to stay quiet. Which cases are those? The cases are here and here. In those cases mein player 2 is quiet now, right? So now player 1 has like there are two possibilities what player 1 will do. If player 1 also stays quiet, right, then we have payoff of 2 going to player 2. All right, I will use say a different color over here. Let me use the color gray. So player 2 has chosen to be quiet. If player 1 chooses to be quiet, the outcome will be 2. The payoff to player 2 will be 2. And if player B या 2 B ने अगर चूज किया कि क्वाइट रहते हैं बट सामने वाला अगर चुगली कर गया, right, so then it's the worst case for you, right? Then you get 0, right? Player 2 or B was quiet but A faked. So in this case, when player 2 is quiet, these are the payoffs of player A. So now when we look at the pairs of player B, ये इसका symmetrically उल्टा हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे player B का 0 आ जाएगा, ये same रहेगा, right? ये same रहेगा और ये 3 हो जाएगा, है ना? So when this player is quiet, player B is quiet and player 1 thinks, then the payoff to player B is 0. Payoff to player A is 3. ठीक है? Similarly, when this player chooses to think, when the player B chooses to think and player A remains quiet, तो ये player B के लिए best case scenario है ना? तुमने think किया और सामने वाला quiet रह गया, तुम्हें 3 मिला. And finally you have your 1. Okay, so for the same outcome, right, you can have different payoffs going to different players. Both of you are cooperating, तो दोनों का payoff same है क्योंकि symmetric players हो. Both of you are thinking on each other, then also payoff is same. But in an outcome where player A remains quiet and player B thinks, A का utility है 0 और B का utility है 3. ठीक? And symmetrically opposite in this case. All right, we can also put it in say jail terms, right? So then what do we have here? If both of you remain quiet, then you're only convicted in the minor crime, right? So you get -1, -1, sorry, -1, -1, both of you are given a jail time of 1 year, right? If both of you think, right, then each of you gets a jail time of -3. If player A stays quiet and player B thinks, then the worst case scenario for this player goes in for 4 years while player B goes free. ठीक? And similarly, in this scenario, it's ulta. A thinks while B remains quiet, A goes free, B goes in for 4 years. So either you use this set of numbers or you use these set of numbers, the game remains the same. The game remains the same. The basic idea of this game is that even though you both prefer, right, even though you both prefer कि तुम लोग cooperate करके यहाँ पे रहो, but ये best outcome नहीं है. मतलब कि ये individual level पे best outcome नहीं है. ठीक है ना? तुम्हारे every player has an incentive to cheat on the other player because there is the incentive is higher. Sorry, if you are thinking, then the reward is higher. So the reward from non-cooperation, is higher than the reward from cooperation. Reward मतलब payoff, जो भी, ठीक है ना? So this is the basic defining feature of prisoner's dilemma, that even though cooperation is not the worst outcome, right? It's not the worst outcome. It's actually the second best outcome, right? Cooperation is the second best outcome. but it's not the best outcome from a player's perspective. It's not the best outcome. It may be the best outcome अगर तुम as an outsider सोच रहे हो, ठीक है, तुम्हें लग रहा है कि अरे दोनों ही चुप रह जाएं, दोनों ही चुप रह जाएं, दोनों का ही भला होगा, right? But you are an outsider. From a player's POV, this is not the best outcome. From a player's POV, this non-cooperation, and वो भी non-cooperation जब वो non-cooperate करे, सामने वाला बेवकूफ ही रह जाए, right? So that is the best outcome. This is the defining feature of prisoner's dilemma. All right, and there are various. So this is basically a game that has. This is the kind of model of game that models situations where there is a trust deficit among players, right? So you can think of examples. Your book has 3-4 examples. You can read through them. The most common example you can think of is, suppose you're working on a group project, right? So everyone obviously wants that their marks be highest. They do a good, they submit a good project. But, right, if it is the case that every player wants to shirk, so सर के पास दो ऑप्शन है, या तो वो work, either they work hard, right, they put effort, or they shirk. In suppose we are simplifying the scenario and we are saying that हर स्टूडेंट के पास, मान लो कि 5 स्टूडेंट्स का ग्रुप है या 2 ही स्टूडेंट का ग्रुप है, जैसे भी समझ लो, every student has an option to either put in effort, right, or to shirk. I mean, the kind of abstraction that we are making over here is that we are not saying that effort also has different levels. We are saying that effort is 1 and shirking is 0. So it's a 0-1 sort of switch. Effort डालोगे तो पूरा ही डालोगे, नहीं डालोगे तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं डालोगे, ठीक? So in that case, if we assume that of course all players, all the group members want high marks, right, then this kind of a scenario can be modeled as a prisoner's dilemma. So all of you, the best outcome will be that all of you cooperate, all of you put in effort, because then the project will turn out to be good and you will get good marks. But single-handedly, like, हर एक प्लेयर के अपने पर्सपेक्टिव से उसे लग रहा है कि मैं I'll just shirk, let me just गोली मारते हैं, right, because let the others work. This is the concept where we will invoke equilibrium when we do equilibrium. ये थोड़ा सा समझने में अभी दिक्कत हो सकती है, but it is based on the assumption, your shirking is based on the assumption कि बाकी लोग काम कर लेंगे, let me, the reward from shirking unilaterally is higher than everyone cooperating. Okay? So this is the kind of situations that can be modeled as prisoner's dilemma. Another example, so one implicit assumption in this was that हर player का preference same था, right? So every player, here we said that both suspects are symmetric. In the case of students also, we are saying that all students are symmetric in the sense कि कोई वैसे बच्चे नहीं है, the nerdy पढ़ाकू बच्चे जिनको अच्छा लग रहा है काम करना, ठीक है ना? तो there's an assumption. So it's not like there are kids who want to, right? So then in that case we can model it as, and all kids are like that, all your group members are like that. So सारे backbenchers को जब एक project में डाल दो तो जो ग्रुप बनेगा उस ग्रुप को हम प्रिजनर्स डिलेमा की तरह मॉडल कर सकते हैं, ठीक? Another example is if you've done oligopoly, you will see this kind of an example, what is called duopoly, right? So I'm not sure if you've done it. This is something that we will do specifically in game theory only. It's called the Bertrand duopoly. Bertrand एक इंसान था जिसने ये proposed that firms may behave this way. So the idea is that there is a market, or the industry is such that there are only 2 firms. So you know that a perfect perfectly competitive market is where you have infinite number of firms such that every firm is atomistic, right? And as you reduce the number of firms, you go towards monopoly, and the lower the number of firms, the higher the markup they are able to charge over the higher the monopoly power they have, and they are able to charge markup over the marginal cost, and सबका मतलब profit share बनने लग जाता है. जो हमारा zero profit या normal profit result आता है perfect competition में, that no longer holds once you start increasing the market share of individual firms. ठीक है. Now in this case, this is a special kind of case where Bertrand was able to analyze that suppose there is an industry where there are only 2 players. ठीक. अब सिर्फ 2 ही players हैं तो इसका मतलब कि हर किसी का market share बहुत high है और market concentration industry में बहुत high है. Bertrand said that even in this kind of scenario, it is possible that firms are essentially not able to charge any markup and their profits are driven down to zero, right? And the idea is that firms are essentially trying to compete in terms of prices. So the action that they are choosing, जो उनका ये क्या नाम है, action का जो set है, they are choosing prices, right? So once they are choosing prices, what is happening is that, remember, it's a simultaneous move game, so there is no sequential moving. When firm A is moving, it doesn't know what the other firm is doing. So in this case, there can arise a scenario where firms start undercutting each other. उनको लग रहा है कि उससे कम मैं ले लूँ, उससे कम मैं ले लूँ, उससे कम मैं ले लूँ. And where will this stop? This will stop exactly at the marginal cost, because marginal cost से कम तो नहीं ले सकता कोई firm, है ना? उसके बाद तो फिर वो loss में जाने लग जाएंगे. So every firm will essentially cut down their price till they actually reach marginal cost, and then their profits will be driven down to zero. Okay, so this is what's called Bertrand paradox, where you have a highly concentrated market, highly concentrated industry, but the profits of this industry are driven to zero. Okay? This is also modeled as a prisoner's dilemma. Even though cooperating is better, दोनों ही एक high price maintain कर लेते बढ़िया रहता, but ऐसा उन्होंने किया नहीं क्योंकि individual thinking एक firm के perspective से better है. सामने वाले को धोखा देना better है, right? So if the preferences are designed like this, we are in the realm of prisoner's dilemma, right? It doesn't matter कि ये numbers क्या हैं, ये jail term है, ये profits हैं, ये these are your marks that you score in your group project. That doesn't matter as long as this is the ranking, this is the order. That the highest return, highest payoff you get is when you do not cooperate while the other person is stuck cooperating, right? And the next is when you both cooperate. ठीक है. उसके बाद जब तुम दोनों ही कोऑपरेट ना करो और लास्ट में वो आएगा जब तुम बेवकूफ बन गए और सामने वाला सामने वाला शॉर्ट और फेल्ड. Alright. So this is prisoner's dilemma. Now let us move to let me see. Alright, let us move to the other class of game. So iska examples you will have in your book. Right now I'm only discussing the game structure. I am not discussing the equilibrium. So we'll discuss the concept of equilibrium once we have described all the games. Osborne also does it, so I'm also following that, and that's also very intuitive because once you see a different kinds of games, it'll just be easy to apply equilibrium concept to them without describing each game, then equilibrium, then each game, then equilibrium. इसको division of labor वाला काम है वो हम इसमें कर ले रहे हैं. Now let's move to the other game, which is called Bach or Stravinsky. All right. It is also called the Battle of Sexes. ठीक है. इसको बाक और स्ट्रेविंस्की क्यों कहते हैं? ये दोनों म्यूजिशियंस थे. बाक वाज अ जर्मन म्यूजिशियन, कंपोजर, म्यूजिशियन. Stravinsky was a Russian musician. ठीक. So the idea was that बैटल ऑफ सेक्सेस कहने का इसके पास कोई रीज़न नहीं है. द आइडिया इसके मतलब इसका स्टोरी, लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द स्टोरी. ठीक है. इस वाले गेम की स्टोरी ये है कि there are two people. You can think that they are a couple, you can think that they are a couple of friends, right? It doesn't have to be that they are from different sexes, they are different genders. दो लोग हैं. अब ये दो लोगों को they are planning an evening outing, right? So there are two options that they can do. So the two options that were traditionally available in this game were to either go to a concert, a Bach concert, right, or a Stravinsky concert. ठीक है ना? ये दो कॉन्सर्ट अवेलेबल है. अब दिक्कत ये है कि सपोज there are two players, there are two, let's work with A and B only, right? So suppose let's work with some names. Let's work with Rahul and Anjali. ठीक? So suppose Rahul को पसंद है इनमें से एक and Anjali likes the other one, right? So both of them have their favorites. If this is something that does not strike a chord with you, then you can think of suppose Rahul likes to go to a stand-up, right? And Anjali likes to go to clubbing. ठीक है. तो अब इन दोनों को प्लान करना है कि हमको कैसे अपना इवनिंग स्पेंड करना है. बोथ ऑफ देम, सो देयर आर टू ऑप्शंस दैट दे फाइनलाइज्ड के दो ही ऑप्शन हमको जाने हैं, बट दे ईच हैव देयर फेवरेट्स. ठीक है ना? तो अब इस केस में how they rank their outcomes, how they rank the four possible outcomes is as follows. So of course both of them want to go to their favorite activity, but they also want to go to it with the partner, right? So Rahul would prefer that they go to a stand-up together. Anjali would prefer that they go to clubbing together. ठीक है? अगर ये ज़्यादा जेंडर स्टीरियोटिपिकल लग रहा है तो उलट देना, तुम्हारी मर्जी है. ठीक है ना? मैंने ऐसे ही बोला. So the idea is that they do want to go to their favorite activity, but they want to do it together. If they are forced to go to their favorite activity alone, then they are not happy, right? So if Rahul alone goes to stand up or Rahul alone goes to clubbing, he is equally unhappy. तो इन दोनों के बीच में अकेले अगर जाना पड़ रहा है तो इक्वली दुखी है. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि अकेले स्टैंड अप ठीक लग रहा है बेटर, या अकेले क्लबिंग बेटर लग रहा है. If they are going alone, then they are not happy. But of course, they prefer that they go together to their own favorite activity, right? So let's now model this as a game and fill the form. All right. So the first item is the players. You have your Rahul and Anjali. Okay. The second is the actions that are available. So the actions that are available, of course, is to either go to stand-up or to clubbing. And how do the preferences look like? So preferences, let's work for Rahul. Rahul के लिए best है that both of them go to stand-up. All right. The second is that both of them go clubbing. So this is preferred to this. This is preferred to that he goes to stand up alone and she goes to clubbing, and he's indifferent between when he goes to clubbing and she goes to stand up. ठीक है ना? So ऐसा नहीं है कि अकेले उसको stand up में ज़्यादा मजा आए. हाँ. This is the preference ordering. If they go together, they are happier. Of course, they are happiest when they go to the activity that is their own favorite, right? Similarly, for Anjali, you have the best outcome is where both of them go clubbing, right? Then when both of them go to the stand-up, and then the other outcome is she is indifferent between the other outcomes. Okay, so any numbers that follow this, right, will essentially capture this game. ठीक है ना? तो just ये numbers हम डाल सकते हैं. Let's just put numbers 2, 1, 0 and 0. Similarly, the number here is 2, 1, 0 and 0. So when we want to put it in a matrix form, we have Rahul here, Anjali, stand up clubbing, right? If both of them go to stand up, that's the best outcome for Rahul, and Rahul gets 2 out of there, right? If both of them go to clubbing, that's the second best option for Rahul, so he gets 1 out of here, right? And in both the other cases, he gets a 0. Similarly for Anjali, both of them going together to stand up, that's the second best outcome for her. Clubbing is the first best outcome, और बाकी सब जगह 0 ही है, ठीक है? So this is your Battle of Sexes game. Battle of Sexes is, if you don't like it, you can just call it Barkov-Stravinsky. Idea ये है कि cooperation is valued, right? Even when you are cooperating at an outcome which is not your favorite. Cooperation is preferred over any kind of non-cooperation, right? So any kind of cooperation is preferred over any kind of non-cooperation. Of course, within cooperation, there is a preference you have, but you would rather cooperate at a non-favorite outcome than not cooperate at all. ठीक है? तो इसके real world example तुम सोच लो कि this is an example that your book has, that suppose इंडिया में भी ये भी बहुत लागू है. जैसे suppose कि कोई political party है, right? And one of the members, जैसे हमारे यहाँ अक्सर आजकल लोग करने लग गए हैं, पहले भी करते थे but आजकल ज़्यादा है, that suppose one party member will go out and make a public statement about some shit that is very controversial. Now the party now has to do damage control, है ना? और वो डैमेज कंट्रोल का रिक्वायरमेंट क्यों होता है? क्योंकि पार्टी को अपना एक यूनाइटेड फेस सबके सामने रखना है, राइट? इवन इफ दैट यूनाइटेड फेस इज समथिंग दैट इज the party does not agree to, right? So suppose some party member made a hate speech, right? There are two options. या तो वो party member को अगर कोई इतना drastic step ले लेता है, अगर कोई hate speech देते हैं, right? There are one option is that you disown the party member and say कि नहीं हमारा member ही नहीं है. But अगर suppose कुछ less drastic step है, suppose this party member made a statement about something in their manifesto that they promise कि so इतना हम कुछ we'll do some we'll give some benefit to this particular section, right? So some benefit is promised by one party member. Now the problem is that if the other party member or the other party members do not cooperate, then they will lose out on their votes, because the janta will just think कि इनका कुछ decided ही नहीं है, they don't know what they're doing, right? So even if the party does not agree to that, and that may be a non-favorite outcome of the party, they would still prefer to cooperate and put up a united front than to kind of reveal that they have this rift, because that rift is more dangerous than putting up a united front, even if it's on an issue that is not their favorite. Okay, so they would rather cooperate than non-cooperate, even if the cooperation is on something that for one of them is not what is not what is desired. ठीक है? दूसरा example सोचो कि like a more a less ideological example is where suppose there are firms, कोई दो firms का merger हुआ है और दोनों फर्म अपना उनका कुछ कंप्यूटर सॉफ्टवेयर वो लोग यूज़ कर रहे थे, राइट? सपोज एक कोई टीम्स यूज़ कर रहा था, दूसरा कोई लिनक्स या कुछ यूज़ कर रहे थे, राइट? सम ऑपरेटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर या जो भी व्हाटएवर दे वर यूजिंग. नाउ if they have merged and now they have to work together, so that means that their systems have to be compatible. Now of course both parties will prefer that they cooperate, and both parties will also prefer that for firm A, suppose अगर वो कोई पर्टिकुलर फॉर्मेट यूज कर रहे थे, दे वुड वांट दैट बोथ ऑफ देम कोऑपरेट ऑन दिस फॉर्मेट, एंड दूसरे वाले फॉर्म का फॉर्मेट होगा जो उनका करंट फॉर्मेट चल रहा था, जिससे वो कंफर्टेबल है ना। तो दोनों के अपने अपने फेवरेट्स हैं, बट स्टिल इवन इफ दिस वन हैज टू compromise on cooperating on this one system, that is still preferred than non-cooperating and going through that longish process of non-compatibility in the systems. Okay? So this is the essence of battle of sexes or Markov-Stravinsky, where cooperation is preferred, any kind of cooperation is preferred over any kind of non-cooperation. All right? Okay. Now let's do one final game, and then we will do it in the next class. Okay? The other game is what is called, so this is a game in which cooperation is always preferred. The third kind of game is where cooperation is never preferred. Okay, so this is called matching pennies. So matching pennies का क्या story है? So the story is that suppose there are again two players, and both of them are, so both of them have, suppose both of them have a coin सोच लो, या anything that is two-faced, इसके भी दो sides हो, anything that they have, and the game is that on action each of them has to show, suppose they have a coin, so each of them has to show either heads or tails. ठीक है, अब अगर match होता है, right, so you have two players, player 1 and player 2, if both of them suppose show the same side, दोनों ने heads दिखाया या दोनों ने tails दिखाया, in this case player 1 gets say 100 rupees from player 2. ठीक है, और अगर mismatch होता है, right, then in this case player 2 gets 100 rupees from player 1. Okay, so the idea is that match, remember matching is not cooperation. ये मत सोचना कि cooperation है ये, है ना, ये है कि तुम अगर the outcomes that you choose match is good for one player and it is harmful for the other player, so one player gains at the expense of the other player, right, and when the outcomes do not match, then the other player gains at the expense of this player. So this kind of game is also called a zero sum game, क्योंकि इसमें ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर मेरा फायदा हुआ तो तुम्हारा कोई नुकसान नहीं हुआ, मेरा फायदा exactly तुम्हारे नुकसान से ही आएगा. ठीक है, so this is a game which is purely conflictual. Let's fill the form for this game. So the model that you have as a game, the first thing that you have is players. Again you have two players, right, A and B, है ना, ये तुम राहुल और अंजलि सोच लो, नाम रहने से आसानी होती है. Okay, and the actions that they either show heads or show tails. Remember, this is not a toss, so they are not tossing the coins, they are making a choice. So they can either show heads or show tails, right? The preference for player 1, so for Rahul what we have is if there is a match. So the best is that if there is a match, so either HH or TT, क्योंकि अगर मैच हुआ so Rahul gets 100 if matched. So the best is if there is a match, and the worst is that if there is a mismatch. And similarly for Anjali it is exactly opposite. For Anjali, because she gets 100 if mismatch. Okay, so the best इस केस में उल्टा है, any kind of mismatch is fine, किसी के कोई favorites नहीं है, and the worst is when there is a match, क्योंकि उसकी जेब से 100 रुपए जाने वाले हैं. So once we put it in the matrix form, this is what we will have. Again, you have Rahul, you have Anjali, and now I will not use different colors for their payoffs because now you should be used to it, क्योंकि हर जगह कहीं पे भी अलग कलर से नहीं डिनोटेड होगा, ठीक है ना. So whenever there is a match, right, whenever there is a match, Rahul gets 100, Anjali pays 100. जीरो सम, क्योंकि जो टोटल सम है वो जीरो, ठीक. सिमिलरली whenever there is a mismatch, Rahul pays 100, Anjali gets 100. All right. So this is the kind of game that is what is called matching pennies. Pennies matching या mismatching penny जो भी. तो मैच हुआ तो एक का फायदा है, एक का नुकसान है. सिर्फ फायदा नहीं है, साथ में चलेंगी दोनों चीजें, जितना फायदा उतना नुकसान. और मिसमैच हुआ तो दूसरे का फायदा है और इसका नुकसान है, ठीक है ना. तो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ real world games can be modeled on this? The most intuitive example is if you think about siblings, right? So if you have siblings, especially when the siblings are of the same gender, right? So what you'll find is that the older sibling, right, would want to differentiate herself. I don't want to be seen with my younger sister, right? But the younger sibling will want to emulate. Younger sibling is like, I will do everything that Didi does, right? And the older sibling is that, okay, please don't copy me. Every time you copy me, I get embarrassed, right? And whenever she copies, right, whenever the outcomes match, the younger sibling, जो छोटी बहन है उसको अच्छा लगता है, but at the expense of the बड़ी बहन is getting full embarrassed, right? And whenever there is a mismatch, whenever the elder sibling is able to differentiate herself, right, then she feels better. But at the expense of the younger sibling, she feels left out. She feels that she's not able to emulate her older sister, or she's left. I mean, she's not as cool, whatever, right? So this kind of behavior, sibling behavior, can be modeled as matching pennies. Even in economics, you will see that suppose there is an established firm and then there is a new firm, okay, and established firm का एक product line है, ठीक है. New firm जो आ रहा है, new firm क्या चाहेगा कि suppose there is any styling choice, any product appearing choice that there has to be made, the new firm will try to emulate. New firm will think मतलब if my product looks similar to the product of the established firm, then कुछ लोग धोखे से ही खरीद लेंगे, है ना. So कुछ लोग जब खरीदेंगे तो फिर then they can see that my quality is also good, and then they can come to my, they can become my customers also. But the established firm will not like this, because the new firm will eat away some of the customers of the established firm. So the established firm will want to differentiate, and this will be detrimental to the new firm. The new firm will try to emulate and gain out of it, but at the expense of the established firm, right? So these kind of situations where any kind of cooperation, कोई भी player cooperate नहीं करना चाहता सामने वाले के साथ. जो मेरे को सही लग रहा है वो तुम्हें सही नहीं लग रहा है, जो तुम्हें सही लग रहा है वो मुझे सही नहीं लग रहा है, and not only सही नहीं लग रहा है, वो मेरे लिए harmful है. Okay, so this is your matching pennies. So let me stop here now, and then we will start with the equilibrium concept. All right, guys. Thank you so much.